G'day, this is Jim with Urban Self-Sufficiency. Today I'm going to change a kitchen tap, or a kitchen mixer to be more precise. You can see here, this one here is one of those styles that used to have a head that could change to sort of like a shower head. And this would sort of fall in and out, but it's broken several times and it's time to change it to something a little bit better. Now the first step is obviously to turn the water off whenever you're working on something like this. So that's already been done. The next step is to remove the old hardware. Now on the underside of the sink, this is where the tap terminates, and that's a brass nut that holds the tap in, so that will need to be unscrewed. And then the pipes connect to the hot and cold water, as you can see here. So that's the hot on the left that's marked red, and the cold water that's marked on the right. So we'll undo those two, and then the tap with the brass nut up underneath, and that should remove the old tap. Here we go, removing the cold. And the hot. Now to make it easier to pull out, we're just removing the hot and cold water pipes from the bottom of the tap. And they can just drop through. Done. Give it a clean while you've got the chance. Alright, this is the tap we've decided to go with, which is just a sort of gooseneck style. A little bit more reliable, I think, because there's no hose and shower head type attachments. A lot more secure. And this is quite a nice brushed nickel finish, which should look pretty good. Alright, here's all the fittings. These are obviously the same types of hoses we just removed, the hot and the cold. So they'll screw in to the same locations, and these screw into the bottom of the mixing tap. We've got a ring here that has an O-ring here that sits on the top, that then the tap is received in. There's two threaded rods with nuts. These screw into the bottom of the tap here, and then this is a rubber seal, and this clamps underneath from the underside, and these nuts screw onto here, so it holds the tap down and clamps it using this and the screws. So on the underside, there is a C on one side indicating cold stamped in, and on the other side there's an H for hot. And obviously it's important to tighten everything down. You can see with this particular tap being a double sink, there's very little room to work in here, and we're having to try and reach right up the back with the needle nose pliers and thin spanners and things like that to try and get to those nuts. It does make the job a little bit more difficult. You just got to do what you can do. There it is, nice and secure now. Those nuts are nice and tight, securing the tap to the sink itself. And there's rubber seals there to prevent any ingress of water from above. And the hot and cold there nice and secure in there. Now there's no plumbing tape required on these ones because they have a rubber grommet in the end, so they have a nice seal. That's the way they're designed, and it's fairly straightforward to install. There's the tap finally installed. Pivots left and right, which is nice. Relatively easy and simple job to do it at home. Of course, with this one here, you can have the tap either sticking straight out the front there. You can actually have it left or right side. We prefer to have it straight out the front there, and it's all set and done. Thanks for watching.